Hi everyone, I'm Les.
And I'm Ashley.
And you're listening to Anthropotamus, where we explore some of your favorite anthropology topics.
Hey everyone, welcome to our first episode of Les and Ashley BS about random crap that we usually go on rants about. That's the official name, but for short it's going to be Les and Ashley BS episode 1. So usually after an episode, me and Les will sit here and chat for like a good hour about random things. And we're like, you know what? We should just start recording ourselves and create these BS episodes, because sometimes it's actually, what we're talking about is interesting. At least we do. So I was actually just about to talk about AAA had workshops this week. Can I call it AAA? I feel like when I say AAA, I'm talking about like the insurance company.
Yeah, see, that's what I was thinking, the insurance company. I always call it the AAA.
But that's so long. Okay. I'm sure it's the anthropology podcast. I'm sure most people know when I say AAA, they know what I mean.
See, that's the thing. You know what happens when you assume.
Okay, so for those non-anthropology people, the AAA in this instance is the... What is it? I always mix up the three A's. The Association of American the American Anthropological Association. There we go. Anyways, workshops this weekend. I love doing workshops. There, especially for me. And I just emailed one of the instructors of the workshop, letting her know how much I appreciate these workshops. And I'm saying workshop a lot, but as a first generation college student, a lot of the times I feel like when I'm trying to go through my career path, I don't know what I'm doing, right? I don't have guidance. I've always had to figure things out on my own, whether it's references, writing, applying for colleges, right? I don't know what I'm doing. And I'm like Googling everything. And thankfully, I have some great friends who've entered into my life the past few years who do have a lot of academic background and I can get advice from. But I don't know what I'm doing. So these workshops are really great introductions into kind of introducing me into areas that I want to get into, but don't know how. So one great workshop is a 3-day workshop. I wish I remember the name of it. It's like... almost finished with that article or something. It was basically a 3-day workshop on how to get your peer-reviewed article together to have it published. There was another one. Actually, there was another workshop that I didn't really understand what was going on, and it was 6:00 in the morning, and I was like, I can't do this right now. I'm going back to bed. So I'm sorry for that workshop that I left early. It was just I didn't know what's going on, and I was super sleepy, and I am not a morning person. There was actually supposed to be a podcast workshop, and to be honest, Les, this whole podcast, we've really just Googled everything and threw this podcast together, and I was really looking forward to it. I was hoping it would kind of give me ideas of how we can improve the show, but it got canceled. So I'm a little sad. Whoever was doing that workshop, I hope you end up having it so I can attend.
We could definitely use some
advice.
Pointers. Yeah. I've done some editing work for, a podcast before, so I knew that end of it, but this is both of our first attempt at really podcasting and getting our media experience, really.
Well, media experience in this field.
That's true. You do have your other business.
Yeah, and it's very, different areas of media. They're all very different. I hate, in some ways, I hate just the term media because it can mean so many things. But, but yeah, so thank you, AAA. Not the car insurance, for...
Thank you, the car insurance as well, but...
I do not have really AAA, the car insurance.
I don't either, but, I'm not going to burn bridges. We could
Well, I
always
don't have anything bad to say with them. I used to have AAA car insurance.
yeah, I had them in the past too, and they helped out. They brought um some coolant out for the car once. Actually, no. I think they just brought out jugs of water. I don't think they even brought coolant. So
They still came.
they came, and we got off the freeway. It was they were helpful.
But yeah. So workshops, fun. Oh, there was also a workshop on publishing a book. Specifically, if you want to publish your dissertation, turn it into a book. So that was great. I mean, I'm far from writing a dissertation, but it was.
I'm nowhere near it.
Yeah.
I'm currently looking at what like just on a personal basis because I've been looking into how to get published and all that kind of stuff for the past year, and I've just been kind of building my stock of material, just writing, but at the same time, it's like pretty much what they're saying is you just need to just keep writing and just get stuff, built up. It's very different from an academic.
I still want you to write on, was it your?
Oh, yeah. Oh my gosh!
I'm waiting for you to write that book. But yeah, and I still want to do that child book series. Can you give a little background? Because I know what you're talking about, but this is the first time we recorded us talking about this.
Oh wow! Okay, my and her have some very interesting beliefs, and I am in absolutely no position to throw stones or say this or that isn't real. But well, let's just crack it open. My believes that she was a fairy queen reincarnated. Sorry, fairy princess reincarnated, and my believes that she believes that she was a space captain in another life, in a whole nother part of the universe. Like, I'm talking, she wrote a 500-page book on her former life as an autobiography.
I mean, I can't hate on that. I mean, who doesn't want to be a princess, fairy princess? I mean,
I mean, yeah, no. There's definitely that. Space dragons are involved.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah, no, it's certainly, this whole thing is coming from a family where I was taught that, like, half taught that the sun and the earth were your mother and father, and half taught that Catholicism and
okay, but to be fair, Catholicism is really a mixture of paganism and Christ.
Oh, that's a whole nother can of worms.
And I got some Christians who are probably very angry at me for saying that, but come on, there's a lot of pagan influence there.
I don't want to disparage any religions. I just
that's true. That is true.
I was only half taught one of them and half taught the other one, and my experience with Christianity has largely been negative. I have a certain bias. Just I'm aware of it, and I try to curtail it as much as possible. But my point in that is that I don't find my beliefs any less ridiculous than I find the beliefs of any other religion.
And I guess if you believe in reincarnation, I mean, the idea of being a space captain, I mean, is not that far-fetched.
Why the heck not, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why the heck not? It's Stranger Things, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's a big universe.
And, right, I mean, right, the universe there is no end. It continues to grow, right? So if I remember any of my science, and who knows?
Yeah. I mean, well, here's the thing, though, and this is a whole... we're getting into a bit of a rabbit hole here, but we know about the Big Bang. We have all this evidence for that. But who's to say that this is the only one?
Yeah.
I mean...
And what was here before the Big Bang?
What was here before the Big Bang? Is it... I mean, if space is infinite, and we have no reason to believe otherwise, why couldn't there be another area further away from far enough away that it wasn't affected by our Big Bang. There could easily be more than one.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean,
To be fair, though, we're not scientists.
no. I'm definitely not a scientist. Well, no. Okay, so we are scientists. We're just not that kind of scientist.
We're not that kind of scientists.
We're not that kind of scientist. If there is information out there that disproves what I'm my conjecture, then I'll embrace it. I'll read the info, and hey, cool. But as far as I understand, there's no reason that it couldn't be. Right? I mean, the laws of physics and everything don't always even hold exactly true across their own reality once you get into space. So like gravity on a quantum scale or not quantum scale, but on a stellar scale is very different from gravity on an Earth-wide or even solar system scale. It's I don't know. I like to imagine that there's more. Like we don't know everything. We definitely don't know everything.
Right, and I feel like I really, and we've discussed our religious beliefs before, but I mean, to me, religion is really just there to explain what we can't yet explain. And I personally don't take, even though I do consider myself Muslim, I don't take religious texts literally. So
I got nothing against people who do. I don't have any thing against it. The only problem that I have is if you are honestly if you're rude to me.
Yeah, right.
And I've had many specifically Catholics who have been extremely rude to me because of my I don't know. Honestly, I just the way I am, I guess.
I think it is people use religion to explain their reality, and if you don't believe in the reality, I think
they take it as a personal attack.
Yeah. Then I mean, honestly, to me, if God is really there and all knowing and all powerful, how can the human mind possibly understand all that information that's there?
Here's a question for you. If God is all knowing, all powerful, and has a plan and everything like that, right? God has a plan. It's too big for us to see. Then clearly, part of his plan is some people not believing in him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, clearly. So, I mean, we should just be okay with that, right?
Yeah.
Because it's part of his plan.
Yeah.
And if that's part of his plan, is he planning to damn people's souls? Is that part of his plan? He's actually just creating people to be damned, or is that is he not like all powerful and everything else? Now this will bring back to that argument about free choice and whatnot. So we're getting into a whole nother rabbit hole.
Free will,
free will, and everything like that. So you have to be able to choose for it to be a meaningful choice. Except that even if you can choose, you're still choosing between burning in hell or living in everlasting glory or whatever, right? So, I mean, is that really a choice? Who wants to burn in hell? Raise your hand, guys. Just let us know. We'll just mark you down.
I mean, really, at the end of the day, I think it's just don't be a
yeah, that's what it comes back to. Don't be a don't be a that's it. You said it.
Take care of each other and don't be a bunch of a-holes.
Didn't think we had to write that one down for you.
I think we do.
I'm pretty Bo Burnham.
Yeah. I think we really do.
Well, clearly we do.
And then at the end of the day, there's still going to be people who supposedly believe in God and the scripture and the whatever else, and there's still going to be dicks.
Oh yeah.
And they're going to just miss the whole point of just being a good person.
See, the more I read about people,
the more you don't like them, because that's where I'm at.
No. But I generally just I'm falling into the category of believing that we're more and more like every other animal out there, right? We have our drives, we have our needs, we have our wants, and all of that affects how we act towards each other, right? So we're a product of our planet, we're a product of our evolution, and that's not going to change just because we we believe in some all powerful being that we can't see, who has the power to damn you or save you, especially when there's a caveat saying if you say you're sorry, you're cool, right? Confessional should not erase some things. There are things that should not be erased.
Here's what I hate about this misconception about forgiveness. At least I believe it's a misconception, is you don't just forgive people. If people do not learn from their mistakes, then why are we forgiving them? You don't just blindly forgive people, because then they continue to, if they're not sincerely sorry and learn from their bad behavior, they're just going to keep doing it, and you're just going to keep forgiving them, and then they're just going to keep doing it. It's like, no, people need to learn from their mistakes, and when they're sorry, they need to be sorry and not do that bad thing again.
Yeah, I mean, somebody saying, well, you should be sorry because XYZ. Well, what if I don't believe in the same thing as you? Why should I be sorry? Right? Why is my behavior any less valid than yours? And, well, I mean, if you're hurting people, that's something right there. Well, why should I care about that other person? He's not living my life. That freedom of choice and all of that, be kind to your fellow man, is a social construct. It's a social agreement that we make by joining our large-scale societies or even small-scale societies.
But here's the thing, though. If we do not take care of each other and we just rely on each other, we are decreasing. I feel like we're decreasing our ability to survive, because we do at some point rely, unless you're like a hermit who lives in the forest and completely relies on yourself. If you're a part of this society, you need others.
I have been accused of wanting to be that way, so...
I mean, it is a little appealing.
I have been accused. Britt wanted to say something real quick. I'm going to let her interject.
One, I was actually interrupting to see what you wanted to eat. But two, if you let him get started, this man will talk about how idealistic the past was and how if we lived in small communities, everybody would support each other and we wouldn't need each other for anything. And he just seems to think that the past was the best no matter what.
I mean, technically, hunter-gatherer societies might have been a little bit more... No,
hold
not
on,
really.
Hold on. No, hold on. Say that again. Just a second. I'm going to give Britt the headphones.
Okay, I can hear you now.
I was going to say, technically, hunter-gatherer societies and small communities and relying on each other might have been more... I don't know the word. Well, less violent. And technically healthier, because they had a more mosaic diet and moved around a lot more. But
he's not talking about hunter-gatherers.
Yes, I was.
Hi, nice to talk to you, but I'm going to give him the headphones because I've given up on this conversation. Bye.
Bye.
This has been a running debate for a little while.
I love how we went from workshops to religion to hunter-gatherer.
This is why we called it a BS episode.
That's true. This is what we do often. So I used to see Les like every day at work, but I don't work there no more. So I only talk to Les when we have recordings and interviews. And we're actually going to have to end this soon because we have another interview coming up. But
oh shoot, we really do. I didn't realize it went on so long.
Yeah, but this is why we decided to do these BS episodes, because we will start talking about random crap and go on forever. And you know what? We're just like, let's just crack out another episode out of it. So here you go. Now you get to hear what the random crap mean. And we will go. Like, we will, after we do an interview, we will stay online BSing for like a good hour. So here you have it, our first BS episode. I don't even know what we're talking about anymore. So bye, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you all for listening. Distribution of Anthropotamus is in collaboration with the American Anthropological Association. Please continue to follow us on Instagram and Twitter @Anthropotamus for our latest episodes, show notes, and book discussion schedule.